東啦。咁我哋而家身處喺呢個灣仔萬麗海景酒店嘅 Time。咁我今日非常高興，因為有兩位貴賓咧就遠道喺洪都拉斯過嚟嘅。咁佢哋就係 Aladino 嘅兩個generation 父女。咁啊係阿 Vivian Eiroa 同埋阿 Justo Eiroa 啦。Please say hello to our Chinese cigar lovers. Hello.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
Aladino is a 4 generations cigar brand, and I know it's very difficult, sir. But can you briefly introduce the brand Aladino?
So Aladino for us is one of the most Cubanistic brands that exist today in the New World cigars, and Aladino actually means Aladdin. Aladdin from the genie from the lamp. And the years that you see in Aladino is 1947 to 1961. And Aladino is that genie that brings you back to the golden era of Cuban cigars, where people are smoking a very tasteful cigar, very easy to smoke and very enjoyable cigar. And that's what Aladino is.
嗱，頭先阿 Justo 就講咗，咁其實佢哋係4代啊，咁喺洪都拉斯做呢個雪茄industry 嘅。I know your father Julio, Sir Julio is the living legend in the cigar industry, and he's the one who bring the Cuban cigar industry to Honduras, the first generation, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Did he tell you any story about when he first started the cigar business in Honduras? What obstacles did he met and how he solved it?
Well, one of the biggest obstacles, Honduras was never a tobacco country. So therefore, to start growing tobacco, it was very difficult because the people that lived there had no idea of how to grow tobacco. The other thing that happened was there was no labor qualification. So, he even had to start at the beginning to be able to get people to work, people from prison. So they will get paid to go out and work. And also a lot of the opening of the farm and establishing farms and roads to the farms, that valley that you visited, was all virgin land. So now it's a developed area. But back then in the 60s, it was very little people in the city. So now you could see a huge change. And tobacco is what developed the area of Danlí. And that's what is one of the most popular regions to have tobacco now.
Okay, I've heard you because the farmland you own right now is all the rocks, very big rocks. You have to do a lot of work to move all the rocks out and then to do the cultivation, right?
Well, yeah, we have to build the roads. The whole farm has completely electricity, so it's kind of like an urban area. It's a very urban operation because we have been building it for many, many, many years. We're looking at maybe over 60 years building that farm.
Okay, it's a very huge project, right?
Well, it's a modest farm, but very, very high tech, but very, very traditional too.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, I know you study agriculture in a university and you're the expert of agriculture. I would like to know how you improvise your modern technology into the traditional business of cigar.
Well, thank you so much for the question, Ronald. I think that one of the things that you see, we're probably the first ones who started using greenhouse operations. We started those operations in 1984. By using greenhouse operations, we're able to have the plants with a much healthier, and so they're able to survive in the field, and more uniform crops happen. We also implemented a lot of green and ecological use of different pest control, which we have hormone traps, so insects will go there, and that way we also use more environmentally friendly practices, as well as using drip irrigation, soil analysis that provide the best nutrition and best yields for the crop.
Okay, this question is for Vivian. You're the 4th generation of Aladino, and you are the brand manager of Aladino. I know you are the new school and I'm the old school. What do you think about the old school way and the new school way to do the marketing?
I think something that has really worked with Aladino being such a traditional and old-fashioned brand, that respecting that, but at the same time innovating in like engaging ways with consumers, or trying to do some like refreshes to new lines that are a bit younger, like we did with Fumanoche, is one of the ways that I try to merge those two aspects, because I want to preserve the identity of Aladino, and I think my grandfather's DNA is pretty much embodied in the branding, but also make it modern and relevant for people that are just starting to learn about cigars. A lot of consumers have discovered our brand through that, and we get to connect with people all over the world to get to know them or help them find where cigars are located or answer any question they have. So if you feel like sending us a message, feel free to DM us. We're very good about replying, and we love hearing from you.
So, sir, I know you are the agricultural expert. Then I want to know, because Aladino's ultimate goal is to reappear the taste, the aroma of the golden age cigars of Cuba. How the modern technology help to do it?
Well, as I said, one of the most important things is to have very healthy leaves. Everything has to do with the quality of your leaf to put into a cigar. Mm-hmm. After that, after we harvest the leaves, they'll be in a tobacco barn for around 60 to 90 days, depending on the priming and the cut of the leaf. And then after that, it goes through a process of aging, where a lot of people know it as fermenting, and depending also the variety and the priming, the thickness of the leaf, it could take up to 18 months to 24 months or 30 months in aging. Mm-hmm. And that is very important, to have a tobacco that is well processed than to be put into the cigars that we're going to make. And as you know, most of our cigars are very Cuban traditional sizes, like the Lancero, Coronas, Justo, and so we're looking at that. But the modern market also requires different sizes, like the Toro, the Gordo. So we're also expanding to that market need that requires those sizes.
Yes, and this week we have already did 2 cigar tasting events in Hong Kong, right?
Yes.
What do you think about our cigar aficionados in Hong Kong?
I think they're all, fantastic and really friendly people. I was really happily surprised to see a lot of ladies also smoking cigars, more than in other markets. So the open-mindedness is just something something we appreciate.
So the plans for 2025, sir?
Well, as you know, we're working. We're very excited of having new lines coming up. We're actually looking at a special launch for first quarter or second quarter with an 85th year for my father, in honor of my father. With Time Cigars, we're teaming up to even make a special edition for the Asian market.
Okay, I would like to introduce Aladino's 3 series. One for beginners, one for intermediate cigar lovers, then one for very experienced cigar lovers. Can you, sir?
Yes, absolutely. I think we have a perfect lineup here of what we're going to be introducing to. One of the things is that Aladino by itself, the brand, is a very flavorful brand. So even if you're a beginner or medium, you could actually smoke any one of our lines. But actually, I think one of the easiest lines to focus on is the Connecticut. As a beginner, it's a very mild cigar, but at the same time, it's extremely flavorful and very creamy. An intermediate cigar is the 100% Corojo. That's what we're known for. Our family is known for Corojo. And then when you look at now the more experienced guy, we go for the Corojo Reserva. This is a very bold cigar, but at the same time, very smooth, very easy to smoke. It's probably the best-selling cigar that we have in our repertoire, and it's actually a fantastic experienced cigar.
So, sir, can you tell me the difference between the Corojo and the Corojo Reserva?
Okay, so basically the Corojo, regular Corojo, is a medium-strength cigar, and this is very easy to smoke, and it's extremely palatable. So a mild to medium cigar smoker can smoke it, but at the same time, somebody that smokes requires a stronger cigar, it will also satisfy this palate. But it's a very easy cigar, and it's done for the middle primings. This cigar is medium priming leaves for the tobacco, so it's more viso and seco, so it will allow you to have a smoother taste.
And what kind of drinks will you recommend for this 3 series of cigars? Yeah.
Well, for drinks, I will ask Vivi to pitch in, because I'm only a one dimension, so I'm basically a Scotch whiskey. But she's very.
I know
she's got a lot of dimensions.
Okay, no problem.
So with the Connecticut, I prefer it with coffee. It could be black coffee or coffee with milk. It's a really nice morning cigar. With the regular Corojo, I think something woody is very nice, so even a Scotch goes well with that, or even some rums. I've had pairings with rum before and it works quite well. And for the Reserva, you can go very bold. So if you like wine, maybe something heavy like a Barolo or a Merlot goes well, or even some like really heavy and like powerful beers. I've had pairings like that. In
Really,
contrast,
the black one,
like amber,
amber, okay,
like a dark, very hoppy German beer goes
Okay.
well.
And also Scotch and bourbons will do
Yeah.
fantastic. I think
Yeah.
that's a cigar especially
Yep.
after a good meal. I think it's a great pairing.
Oh,
An
Chinese black tea.
old-fashioned.
Chinese black tea is good,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah,
our.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Vivian, this question is only for you. As a woman working in the cigar industry, you know, this is a man's world. What do you think about your role, and do you have anything to say to inspire other women to get inside this industry?
Sure. I love this industry because I had no idea I would end up working with my family. And actually, I've gotten quite used to navigating this man's world. I think when I first started my journey in cigars, I was a bit nervous, but I realized there isn't a big difference when it comes to how you engage in business, or when you taste cigars, you're just a cigar lover. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. And I think I could inspire more women to be open and trying cigars if you think of it like trying a wine. So you smoke cigars for the aroma, for the feeling, and all the sensations that you get in your palate. It's not just for the nicotine. It's more of a sensorial experience, and I think the community that you have around cigars is.
Okay, the last question is, do you have anything to say our Chinese cigar lovers?
I would like to encourage you to try any Aladino you see, because you will never know if you like it until you try it. And it's the best way that you can experience part of this rich history. And I look forward to coming back, hopefully very, very soon.
Thank you. Let's say bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
再见